Hi, you guys. How are y'all? We are talking today about events with little to no stock. This is not going to be a very long chat. I just wanted to come on here because I know we've got some newer consultants that have some events coming up. So I wanted to answer questions that you guys might have. I am actually going to send some invites real quick to those that pop up right off the bat. There we go. Now, so like I said, you do not have to have a lot of stock in order to do events. It is okay if you want to have stock. I personally, I keep some stock, like I order for upcoming events. I create a party and I name the party whatever that event is, and then I order products through that party. So I have them for that event, and I do this for a reason because we're not really supposed to keep like tons of stock on hand. That's not the way this business plan is laid out. However, since he does allow us to purchase stock for events, and I like to always have a party where I've ordered product for my event named after that event. That way, if I ever need to go back for some reason, I can look at the event that I have in question, and I can go back through and I can search my host, and it will be named that event. And so there is that. Let's see. I'm going to see if I can give everybody a minute or two to hop on. I'm not going to give a minute or two. That was a lie. But I did want to give everybody a chance to. And I know that a lot of you guys are working today right now, so there will be a lot of playbacks. And that's okay too. So if you're watching the replay, put hashtag replay in the comments. That way we know that you've seen this if you have any kind of event question. Okay. Now, something I didn't write down in my notes to share with you guys that I'm going to go ahead and tell you now because I will forget. Anytime that you pay for a vendor event, it is considered a tax write-off. It's a business expense, so it is a tax write-off. You can speak with your accountant on that, whoever you use for your taxes and stuff, but it is considered a tax write-off. I am not a tax person, so we're just going to drop that right here. But anyways, so yes. Now, I will tell you, in my personal opinion, I do not spend a lot of money on events. I am not fixing to spend $200 and $300 for a booth. That is not happening. That is, to me, in my personal business, that is not income producing to me. I prefer events that cost anywhere from like $25 to $50-ish, right there in that area. If there is something big that I know for a fact I'm going to make, over $1,000 at, then yes, I'll do $100 booth fee. You're not going to see me do that a lot, though. It's very rare that I would ever do that. Almost all of mine are $25 and $50 that I've done. I've done some that were $10, and I've done some that were free, but it just really depends. So we'll go ahead and get into the content. So the purpose of this is events when you are like maybe new, or events when you're not so new and you want to do an event but you don't have room to keep stock on hand for events, or maybe you don't have the finances to purchase, to pre-order stock to sell at an event, which is absolutely fine. Okay, so this is all about events with little to no stock. So the first purpose of doing an event with little to no stock is going to be getting contacts. That is always, even when you have stock, that is always your number one priority, is getting contacts. The best way to get contacts when you're at an event is by having some samples on hand. I usually make these out of the Warmer and Scent of the Month sample kit, or the Warmer and Scent of the Month kit that we get each month, that we have that perk as a consultant that we're able to get. And I make samples out of those. And it's just wax samples, and we'll talk about samples in a separate video. My information is on everything. Make sure your information is on everything that you do. If you don't, what's the point? They have no way of contacting you. However, that is why you're going to exchange samples for a drawing slip entry. They sell drawing slips inside of our consultant store that you can add to any party order. It's Enter My Drawing Slips. And this information that you get on there, it lets you know what their name is, their phone number, their email address, their physical address, whether they're interested in hosting a basket party, a home party, fundraiser, the business opportunity, all of the things, okay? And then you can even, so you can keep track of them, you can even put, I actually have one right here. I was doing follow-ups. Hang on. Let's see the best way to share this information without... Okay. Alright, so these are our drawing slips right here. Alright, and I don't have a blank one on me. But basically, that it gives you all of that information I was talking about. Let me see if I have one I can better... Okay. There we go. Down at the bottom, it says host name. Okay? Where it says host name, I always put the name of the event there. And that way, I can keep track of how I met the person that I'm following up with. And because you are going to follow up with these people whether they buy something from you or not. The purpose of giving them a sample is so you can follow up with them and try to make them into a customer, a host, or a team member. Okay? If you are not following up with people you get their contact information on, or people you give a sample to, you're wasting money. Like, you are literally, you might as well burn it or throw it in the toilet and flush it, because it is a waste of money. Like, seriously. I don't know how else to put it. It's like, it's just a waste, and it's a waste of your time. The second purpose of doing an event, or focus of doing an event with little to no stock, is bookings. And that is host packs and or hostess bookings and opportunity bookings. And you are, just excuse me a second, I'm going to show you something. Okay, so, sorry about that. I should have had it with me whenever I started this. But anyways, so here is an example of my host pack or my opportunity pack. I used to make individual ones, like I would make certain things in a host pack and certain things in an opportunity pack. That gets insane when you start doing tons of events, or when you... because I do both, start getting tons of new contacts, because that's how you build your network, right? So I make a certain amount of these. They are general. They have everything in them for hosting and for opportunity. And this is, for example, here's one of my samples. Okay, and my information is in there. And I have these packs ready, and you can put as much or as little as you and your personal business can afford at this point and this season in your business. We are all at different levels. We all have different abilities financial-wise. We're all earning different things financial-wise, so that opens the door for different possibilities of what we put in here, okay? But anyways, that's got all of the host and join stuff in there, okay? My goal, when I'm booking parties at events, I get every piece of information on that contact list, and I send them home with this, okay? And then I follow up with them the next day, unless it's Sunday. Then I follow up with them on Monday. And you are not just following up. You are at the point when you do contact them, you should already have their event created with their party link in your workstation. And if it's a Facebook thing, you should be finding them on Facebook. And I find them on Facebook before they leave my table at my event, if they're going to do a party or if they're wanting information about the opportunity. Now, that is not something I've always done, and once I started doing it, I found that I was getting ignored when I followed up with people a lot less. And you are going to get ignored, so deal with it and move on. That's part of it. Take orders, okay? So you can take orders at an event. If they have cash or a check, and it is up to you if you take checks or not. It's your business. You run it how you want to. But if they have cash, then you can take hard copy orders, and that is where you literally fill out an order form. You give them their copy of it. You take their money, and they have to pay shipping because you're going to have it shipped directly to them. And then you will place it on whenever your next business day that you're working your business. Or you can, like you would place it after you've had time to put the money in the bank that they gave you. Online orders, you can take right there at your table with their credit card. Okay? You can do this from your phone, an iPad, tablet, laptop, all of these things, okay? You do it right there at your table. And then, it's going straight to their house. You're done. You can, you've got your copy of the order form. You can put them in your follow-up system from there, okay? Something else to focus on is your display. And if you are brand new, then you use the things that came in your starter kit. Everything that came in your starter kit is all you need to get started with your business. If you've had a chance to sign up for the Scent and Warmer of the Month kit, which I do suggest if you're going to have a successful business, then set that up as well and display it. And then the fifth thing to focus on is your personality, okay? You've got to be positive, uplifting, happy, and joyful, all of the things, okay? Nobody wants to stop at your business if you're sitting here and just looking at your phone and not paying attention to people walking around. If you're negative and you're like, oh yeah, I don't really like that scent, okay? That's great. Not every scent is going to be for everybody, but don't be negative about it, okay? That's fine. If they have a scent that they're complaining about that they don't like, ask them what fragrances they like. And then lead them in the direction of that fragrance, whether it be physically there on your table or whether it be in the catalog, okay? And my first thing that I ask people is, hi, how are you doing today? Have you ever used Scentsy before? They say yes or no, and I say, well, what is your favorite fragrances? Okay, whether they've said yes or no to using Scentsy before or not, I always ask them next, what is their favorite fragrances? If they've said no, that they don't know what Scentsy is or they haven't used it, I also explain to them what the principle of Scentsy is. So the other part of your personality is being professional. You need to know the business plan. You need to know the hosting options, the opportunity options, and you need to know your products. And the other thing, which I kind of mentioned about having your face stuck in your phone, don't ignore people. Okay? Don't ignore people. It's just rude. It's not being a good human. So just don't do it. And if you are doing an event by yourself, I'm lucky enough usually to have my husband with me. Hi, husband. I'm lucky enough to usually have my husband with me when I do most events, and it might not happen right now because of COVID and everything, but generally events get busy. And you may have 30 minutes to an hour go by where you have absolutely nobody stop at your table or even come through. And then you may all of a sudden have 5 or 6 people at your table. And that's very hard to not ignore people when you've got multiple people at your table looking and smelling and asking questions and things. And the best thing to do is to acknowledge people as they walk up. If I'm talking to Susie about her favorite scents and Shannon walks up to the table, I'm going to say, hi, how are you doing today? Have you ever used Scentsy before? They're going to say yes or no. And I'm going to say, what's your favorite fragrance? They're going to tell me. I'm going to point them in that direction and go back to my conversation that I was having. And you just bounce back and forth. Also, even if they don't understand the business yet or the product, they can also interact with people and keep things happy and uplifting as you move through the conversations with people. If you can group conversations together while you're talking to people and speak one time to multiple people to cover multiple questions all at once, that's even better. So that is the main thing, is learn to multitask and don't ignore people. Be happy. Use what you've got until you can get more. But events are definitely not something you want to turn away just because you're new and don't have stock, okay? So events are one of the ways that I have built such a large network of people, of contacts. And it's because of the enter my drawing slips and samples. Like I said, if you're not going to pass the samples out, you've wasted your time and your money making them. If you're not going to follow up with people after you pass the samples out, you wasted your money and your time making them, okay? So follow up is key to an event. Simple as that. That is your main thing, is following up with everybody you come in contact with at events, okay? All right, now, if there's any other questions about events, whether you have stock or whether you don't have stock, let me know in the comments on this video. That way it all stays in one place, and I will answer you, or somebody else, one of our other leaders on this page will answer you. You guys have a fantastic day.